There's some guys in this town who have really made a difference in terms of the community. Judge Steve Leifman, in terms of mental health problems that we have in town. Judge Bill Gladstone, who just died, who made a big difference in juvenile and that kind of thing. And Michael is, he basically is of that same genre of individuals. He's that same personality type.
You see this gentrification and all the people being forced out of neighborhoods because of the condo development.
Mike's got a lot of ideas, always a lot of great ideas. Some of them are a little crazy. I tell him all the time, I'm like, Mike, that's a crazy idea, but I like it, you know? So a lot of the times, you know, he's coming up with these plans to help people. That's the thing about Mike that I can always say or point to, is that Mike wants to help people.
Anytime there'd be a break in conversation, what Michael wanted to talk about was different ways that you could provide housing either to people who couldn't afford it. He was delighted that he had figured out a way to bring, you know, big time financing in to provide this kind of housing.
You're a cute pie. Hi.
I was the vice president of Camilla's House, worked in a whole range of positions there. A lot of it had to do with development and all of the new housing that Camilla's House built. And I'm currently the principal of Karma Consulting, which does evaluation and research on homelessness and poverty issues.
Really, it was you and me, because, you know...
We built some stuff. Michael's incredibly passionate. It's impossible to turn him down when he asks you to get involved with something with him. And he just really, I believe, wants to do things to make Miami a better place. Some of the things he wanted to do was stuff that hadn't been done before in Miami. So it was ideas I was taking back to Camilla's House and saying, hey, you know, we could try and build this thing, and everyone would say, you can't do that. And I'd go back to Michael and say, everyone says that you can't do that. And he'd say, sure you can, let's do it, let's make it happen. So, you know, we did several, you know, in huge apartment complexes later, it was done.
It was pie in the sky dream to say, how do you create a building for 100 people who are chronically homeless, who need some supportive services, but the goal is for them to live as independently as possible. And Michael worked closely with the Camilla's team to figure out best ways to do that. And today, if you look at it, it's a beautiful building called Cedars Court, where we have 80 former chronic homeless individuals living in this facility. Michael helps us serve people, and I think that's incredibly important.
My family has been very involved in the community here since before I was born. So I've always felt a sense of community and a need to contribute to that community. Certainly I saw these affordable housing projects that Michael was doing as a real benefit to the community that I'm from. So I was very proud to be able to represent him and to say that, hey, you know, we're bringing real quality affordable housing.
If you drive through Miami, you can, for the most part, tell various kinds of government subsidized housing, but not his stuff. His stuff looks like very nice middle-class apartment buildings.
This is LeBray Place Apartments, where it gives people who had some issues, gave them an opportunity to come back into society to live in an affordable, safe, clean environment. And that's what LeBray is, affordable, safe, and clean.
So we had the YMCA Carver project, which was highly publicized, as well as the YMCA Alapata, which both I think are just, you know, really tremendous developments and really stand as examples of what, you know, affordable housing should be.
So this building right across the street, they actually rent individual bedrooms for higher rent than we rent entire apartments. Michel Lubin is a businessman from Little Haiti, and together Mr. Lubin and I came up with the idea to build Villa Patricia.
For me, Michael Cox, you know, is a good guy. He cares about the poor people, the people who have money, he cares about them.
Mr. Lubin put together the land, and he still owns the land. We ensured that his family will own it forever.
How you doing? Yeah, good. Yes. This is my son. First of all, he helped me, I don't lose my property, because if I can pay the tax, the government will sell the tax bid, you know. The complex improves the neighborhood.
Our Villa Patricia project in Little Haiti has 339 apartments for the elderly. And it had some vacant space on the ground floor, but when I heard that they wanted to put a health clinic in the area, I volunteered the space.
Borinquen Medical Centers of Miami-Dade is a federally qualified health center that's been in business for over 43 years. We provide health care for the uninsured, the underinsured, as well as those folks that qualify for the health exchange. It would not have happened without Michael. We were able to have a state-of-the-art facility and also have it affordable, a $1 a year fee for the duration of the leasing period. It's a great deal.
The community don't know what Michael does. If the community know that, when they see Michael, they will say, this is the guy, this is the guy. This is the guy for the clinic on the Asian community. But they don't know because he don't comment on, he don't advertise that. He don't do that. He's a simple guy.
I've had many conversations with Michael about how much he does consider it important that he is a resident of downtown Miami and that he's right here, part of it. He's definitely a community member here.
I think Michael's a farm boy that came to a big city. He's what we native people here call a breath of fresh air.
Skeet and Becky have been my neighbors since 2000. And so we've been able to work together very successfully to protect some green space and park space.
He created the petition, and it was the petition that outlined the project of having a beautiful tropical garden. And that's what the whole neighborhood signed on for. Instead of just being against, now they had something to be for. To unite everybody for something positive was key for the battle over there. And that's why there's no building there now, because of Michael.
So we're happy to have him here, that's for sure.
He is a genuinely good-hearted, hardworking person who has just done wonderful things for the Miami community. I think his impact it's very tangible. One of the projects I specifically remember was a project for youth transitioning out of foster care.
The story of Emmaus Place is really a story of an abandoned crack house. The Camillus house came into ownership. Then along came Michael, and with some of our staff got together, came up with this great idea to help youth transitioning out of foster care. And with his expertise and his help, we were able to secure the funding that we needed to develop this incredible place you now see, where kids are benefiting tremendously.
And Michael was just really personally committed to wanting to do something for these kids that were basically throwaway kids. And we really just pushed this project through and made it happen.
It's clear to me that Michael has a real concern for the community because of his continued commitment to work here. Very easily could have moved on, to other places and done other things. I never really saw that with Michael. There was always a discussion about, well, what can we do to help this nonprofit with this project?
You could just see that he really wanted to use his talents and his resources and what he could do to make sure that he was making an impact on helping people's lives.
He's always willing to give back or figure out a way to bring people together to help the people that don't have. So you need people like that in every community. You got to have them around.